Well, welcome, Katie, to the Moms of Tweens and Teens podcast. I'm so excited. We've been talking for, I think, we could just go on and on. I'm like, we better hit record because I was so excited about your energy and all that you're doing. So welcome. I'm really excited for our listeners to hear you share your heart.
Thank you so much for having me. Yes, I am so excited to be here because I'm just so excited about what you are doing and about your amazing listeners. I just keep thinking about these wonderful mothers who tune in to your podcast. They're mothers that have amazing hearts, that want good things for their children so much that they will listen to the things offered out there that will help them do that. I just hats off to all you mothers. I just think you're amazing, and it just warms my heart. This world is a better place because of moms.
Yeah, I love that you're saying that because we need to hear that. Moms, you need to hear that. You need to take it in because we're so hard on ourselves and really take that in. Katie was saying before I hit record how just that you're showing up here and you're listening, it just speaks volumes about the kind of mom you are. And yeah, you add to that, Katie, because I loved how you said it.
Well, it just gives me hope for this world. Like, this world needs so much hope and so much light right now. And I believe that light, a huge portion of that light comes from mothers. And anyway, I even teared up early just because it's so, I know that you feel that and I feel that, like, the power of moms is real. The sense that mothers have about our surroundings, what's happening in the world, what they want for their children, and like just what our children are facing. Moms know what to do, even though they might not think in the like exactly what to do in the moment. Their hearts know. I was thinking, you hear sixth sense all the time. I was thinking moms have like seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th sense. Like, right? I know all your listeners will know. Please be nodding your heads. Like, you know what? I do. That's why I tune in. That's why I'm seeking answers, because my heart is saying, like, something's off with this social media stuff in this world. Something's off with this friendship with my child and their friend. And the fact that these moms are here listening means the power inside them is strong and it's real. And oh, I love you, mothers. I love you and what you are doing with your families and what you're trying to do and the goals you have for your families of happiness and peace and building your child up. I love your listeners. I don't know them, but I just thinking about them this week and preparing to come and talk to you, I've been so excited. I've just been thinking, I just want these moms to know they've got this. They've got it. They're amazing. This world needs them more than ever right now. So keep fighting the good fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Doesn't she have great energy? Your energy, Katie, we need that. So thank you. And you have to tell them about yourself. And you were telling me before the ages of your kids and all that you're doing. And if anybody's like totally got a lot going on, it's you. You're at every stage right now. So tell them 6 kids.
I will. Okay. All right. You ready for it? I think moms will be like, okay, she's straight up crazy, but I am. And I have to say, like, I'm crazy about being a mom. And I know you'll hear, as we talk more, you'll hear about the businesses that I run and the programs that we're putting out into the world right now. And I was telling Cheryl earlier that I'm a mom first. I will always be a mom first. And I'm most proud to be a mother, because my heart knows that my best efforts to even make a brighter light in this world are in my home. And even though I've taken it further than that, I start my day being a mom. Like, before 9 a.m., I'm doing laundry, I'm prepping dinner, I'm getting kids out the door, I'm waking up super early so that they have breakfast. My mom did that for me. So I'm just doing what I was taught, but I felt that as I pile on new activities that I love being a mom. So I'll start with that. I have 6 kids. I've been married 25 years this year. And my youngest is 3, and my oldest is turning 22. And I have 3 boys and 3 girls, and I am still doing all of the ages. So I would say I'm not perfect, far from it, but I am an expert on motherhood. And then I have a company, singers company that I started really when I was in high school, but we franchised it 12 years ago. And so I run that, I'm CEO of that. And then that morphed and turned into also a middle school program that we'll be talking more about, because that's why I'm here. I Believe in Me, strengthening the confidence of middle school and tween girls. And then I'm married to Matt Parker. He's of Album Surf. He started that company. He shapes surfboards. So we surf in the summers as a family, and we snowboard in the winters. And we love what this earth has to offer. It's a playground, and we play hard. But we also work really hard. That's kind of our mentality. And anyway, I love life. I say I love motherhood, and I'm a mother first. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, hands down. Every child is so different. I mean, you think you're doing good one night. Just this week, I'm thinking I've got it all. Okay, we have crazy. We're renovating our kitchen. We've got to, we're leaving town. Everything's going on. We're running businesses. I'm going on the podcast. Everything's going crazy, but I'm still calm. I've got this. And then I have a child that comes home from baseball practice. He's my junior, and just unloads. And I thought he was doing okay, and he's doing fine, but it was just a bad day for him. And we stayed up late, I'm just trying to sift through, okay, is this like a really big issue? Like, how deep does this go for this one right now? Because he just kind of unleashed a little bit, and so just when you think you're doing good and you're balancing out all the crazy, a child just all of a sudden creates a huge need. And I went to bed that night, not thinking about my businesses, not thinking about the renovation, not thinking about the trip coming up. I went to bed thinking about my Max.
Yeah.
And so that's a mom, right? You're a
Yeah.
mom first. And that's what keeps you up at night more than, getting out your taxes on the business tomorrow or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah. That he opened up to you. That's when he felt comfortable enough to talk to you and open up. That's what you want, even though hearing the different struggles and challenges that they are going through is so hard for a mama's heart. I mean, we just want to protect, and they're going to go through ups and downs, but it's painful when you hear your kids struggling.
It is. And in that moment, like, I know we'll talk about it a little bit later, but there was a moment in that conversation just a couple nights ago that I was like, okay, really, he actually wasn't opening up. I could just really sense that, he was kind of blurting out one phrase, like kind of like he wanted me to react a little bit. And I just was sitting there going, okay, I need to keep him talking as long as I can. I've got to see where this is stemming from. And I was sitting in the family room, and he was at the bar with his back to me eating his dinner. He's starving after baseball. And I just got this feeling, again, we'll talk about that 7th, 8th, 9th sense from your mama sense. I was like, I kept saying, can turn around so I can hear what you're saying. And then I just got feeling, wait, no, I can go to him. I can get up, walk around the island so I can see his face. You know what I mean? He doesn't,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So my mama heart, I knew it, my heart and mind connected. And I'm like, okay, I'll put my laptop down. I'm going to walk in. And I did. I just went around the island, and so I could see his face and not make him come to me. And I was grateful. I'm grateful for that mama sense. How do you be a mom without it? You got to trust the power that's in you. That guiding light that's inside you. You got to trust that. And that helped me. And as soon as I could face him, the details came out, and I was able to dig a little bit deeper of what the root of this was, at least one of the roots. I'm sure there was multiple things. I think that's why he was kind of erupting a little bit. But anyway, the power's in us.
Yeah.
The power is in us.
Well, I love that you leaned in, and sometimes we tend to get a little scared, like, oh, I don't want to, this is maybe, I know I'll speak for me, when my son especially was going through that, I'd be like, oh, maybe he doesn't want to talk about it. But I think following that instinct to lean in and give him the opportunity to talk about it if he wanted to talk about it, was really good that you did that. You followed your intuition there and thought, no, something more is going on, and you were curious and you leaned in.
Yeah.
You listened to yourself.
Yes. And I think, yeah, that mama intuition, that mama,
Yeah.
I don't think everyone, moms are special. We do.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
felt it. We have something else, and everybody has it. And these women that are listening, that's why they're here, because they want to hone in on those moments and to really make a difference in guiding their child. And yeah,
Yeah.
love it.
Well, you started Bloomfully.
Yes.
And for those of you that can't see her, she has this beautiful flowered shirt on. I love it. I want to be like, where did you buy that? That's totally something.
J. Crew.
Did you? I love
did.
it. Oh my gosh. Now we're going to sell some J. Crew clothes.
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, really, it's so pretty. Oh my
Yes.
God. Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
just all the beautiful pastel colors. It's lovely. So you're wearing that, I'm sure, because that is, you use a lot of visuals around flowers when you're talking about growth happening in our daughters' lives. So explain that to our listeners and to me.
First of all, I love being in the dirt. I am not a master gardener. If you looked at my garden right now, it's literally all dirt. I think my oregano is still growing, but that's about it. So, but I talked a little bit about, my first company, Singers Company, is strengthening the confidence of elementary girls. And those parents have loved it over the years, but then these girls grow up and they were going to middle school. And so Cheryl was referencing that as far as middle school girls go, these parents were asking for a program that would strengthen the confidence of girls, similar to Singers Company. As I was working in my garden one day, literally digging in the dirt, I kept thinking, okay, I love these girls so much, and we've fine-tuned this, and we make strong elementary girls for sure. But then we send them to middle school, which is like the lion's den, right? And
yeah.
My heart was hurting because parents have been asking for it across the country. When is Singers Company do a middle school program? And I knew it couldn't be the same format. These girls in middle school need something different. They're starting into the tween, like pre-adult years. They're starting habits that will last lifetimes. And what could I give them? And it just came to me. It came to my mind and my heart while I was gardening. So many garden themes and analogies are there for us with life. And I think people, even your listeners right now, could probably come up with their own immediately, right? Flowers growing, flowers blooming, but as it just it was in my mind, and thinking about these middle schoolers, we have created this program that this garden mentality, in paralleling their lives and their decisions and establishing foundations for their life, it rings true. It's easy to digest for them. It's easy concepts. And I'll share them with some of them today with the moms that they can take and use in their homes, because so we talk about your garden of life and how in the world, every girl is different. And those differences are what make us beautiful. And we talk about how, like, think about a garden. My favorite flower is the daisy. What's your favorite flower?
Probably lilies, because I have a lily.
Oh,
my daughter's lily.
Perfect. And so
I love phlox too. Phlox with my grandma. It's so old fashioned.
And see, I love that reminds you of your grandma. See, we're all so different. So let's take that. So if my garden only had my favorite flower, daisies, in it, it would be pretty, but it's not going to be beautiful, because we need our differences next to each other to complement. Like my shirt. Like if my shirt was only this green flower all over, you wouldn't like it as much and you wouldn't have mentioned it, right? But because I have the pink and the yellow and the blue and the and the white and the big blooms and the smaller clustered blooms together, it makes us beautiful. And so that's what we tell these girls when they are part of this program, is that this world needs you. and needs the colors that you bloom, and needs the way your petals grow. It needs your talents. It needs your gifts. If we all, and that's where social media, like, and just the world in general, what they offer these girls is you have to look like this. You have to be like this. You have to act like this. You have to, and if we all molded into that same cookie cutter, it would take away so much of the beauty, which is all of our different gifts and talents. And so all the tools that we give these girls and even moms, like, and in our households, it's about blooming, and one of our favorites is routines are the roots, meaning you think about your household, and it's true for a household, it's true for these middle school girls. When you get your roots solid, things are steadier, things are calmer, things operate better, and when the winds come and the storms come, they'll blow and they'll totally affect you, and things can get crazy for a minute, but it won't knock you over all the way because your roots are down deep. And so as we're teaching these girls, and obviously we're talking to moms today, the routines of your household, your personal morning routine, your personal evening routine. I know all the moms are nodding. When your routines, and you're going to try again. No one's perfect. You have bad days. You have crazy days. Believe me, I know, like where you don't exercise or you're like, it's just, that's life. That's okay. But if you've established routines, you can always fall back on them. And those create steady days, calm interactions. Think about the morning when your kid's going off to school, your daughter, if her routines are intact, miracle, first of all, if she has a routine. But if your personal routine has, if I've gotten up, if I've had a minute for me, like this is what my routine looks like. I wake up early enough to have some quiet time. I need that quiet time as a mom. And if I've had that stillness where I kind of think about my day, I can think about spiritual things. I can think about just where our family, like what's this day unfolding? I want to be in control of this day. Just thinking a minute, take, 15 minutes, sometimes a half hour, sometimes 2 minutes if I've got 2 minutes, but just something quiet where the house isn't alive yet. Everyone's. Yeah. Then I prep breakfast, I'm doing my routine and hoping that my children are doing theirs up there. But when I've set that stage, I'm in a better mindset to go wake them up if I have to. Hopefully I don't, but if I have to, I feel I'm not rolling out, like I'm not falling out of bed and like frazzled. Oh my gosh, sometimes that happens, I'm late. So my routines, and usually it's throw in one load of laundry. Okay. And make sure that the lunches are prepped, and just so that when they come down, my side of the bargain, not bargain, as bargain's probably a bad word, but my side of the responsibility of the household is calm.
Yeah.
And then if they happen to be crazy that day, I can calmly help them through that. But I think as much as we can, leading by example teaches so much without having to say one word.
Yes. Yeah. It's always a good starting place. Like thinking about, okay, where am I asking my kid to do something where maybe I'm not doing it,
Yeah.
like I'm asking them to clean up their backpack, but meanwhile, my dining room table is like an explosion of papers,
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's so true. I mean, I want their room ordered, clothes off the floor, and then you walk in my closet and it's like, oh yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. And so, I think sometimes it's like, okay, I'll go clean up my mess first, then I can come back and support you.
Totally. Well, so routines of the roots is an example of the garden imagery of how we teach these girls, but also as like we just talked about it as mothers. But what I think we have to remember is that my morning routine is for my children. I'm doing it for them, and the tasks I'm doing are for them. And these kids are smart. They might treat you poorly one day. They might be ungrateful. They might, take their folded clothes and it's gone. You know, like they might not even take the breakfast you made for them. They're running late and you've made this little egg sandwich for them. And I've had it plenty of times and my son just leaves it, you know, and I could take it as a slap in the face but I don't, because it was still a visual. He still ran out that door knowing that I had that little sandwich all ready for him in that paper towel. And and to me, that's love. I'm not going to ruin that by saying, I made that for you and you didn't take it. And then I'll eat it myself.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I think the visual, they can't say their mom wasn't there. They can't say, you're not there for me. You don't understand. It's showing love. I think a huge part of, for me personally, that I've seen in my house, and I know everyone's different, everyone has different responsibilities, different jobs, different hours, different schedules. But for me personally, making breakfast for my kids every morning before they leave, no matter what time it is, does so much beyond nourishing them with food. It tells them every day, I'm up early for you. I'm doing my routine to make your day go a little smoother. And it's not that they don't know how to make their egg sandwich themselves, it's, if they know how to do that, but it's that morning. It's like, I'm a mom. I can do this for you. I want to do this for you. I love you. I want to set you up for success today. And so the repeated routine of that, I think because it's different. A lot of it's hard. Mornings are hard. Yeah. But I think magic in the morning. There's magic for mothers in the morning. If we can get up and if we can, if we can get it going, I promise, at least that's my experience, there's magic in the morning. And it might take a while and they might throw everything back in your face, but just don't get offended. Just know that you've done, like, that's why I have no regrets. I have no regrets as a mother. I'm not perfect, but I know I've been there, and I can say sorry when I'm not, and I can adjust, but there's magic in the mornings. Yeah. Magic in the routines.
What I love about what you're saying is it's really asking ourselves, who do I want to be? Because I think that it's easy with tweens and teens, if they're not appreciating what you're doing, that we can feel resentful. But if we can say, this is who I want to be, this is kind of mom, I want to wake up and have some quiet time in the morning and get grounded before the day so I can show up like that root that you're talking about, yes. And be grounded before they get up and things might get kind of crazy. And I'm going to make them something because I love them and I want them to know I care because that's who I want to be. I mean, that speaks volumes to our kids.
Yeah. And it's speaking, I hate talking at my kid, like any of my children, because I feel like once you're this is my take. Once you're 30 seconds into talking, they almost tune you out, Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I feel like whenever I can show them without having to speak and like say, I'm doing so much for you, yeah. If I can show them, regardless of the reaction or treatment of me, because let's say you want to introduce this. Let's say this is a problem in your house and this rings true to your heart right now. And you're like, oh my gosh, can I do that? Can I wake up earlier than they leave? Can I, yes, you can. First of all, I think it's like you said, the desire, like, who do I want to be? Do I want to do this? It might make sense for you. It might not make sense for you, and so, but if you want to do it because you want to, as a mother, don't, like you said, don't do it for their reaction. Cause if it's something new to them, they might even like reject it for like a few weeks. You know what I mean? Until you show them that you are consistent, that you're showing up every day, no matter their attitude, no matter what time they wake up, no matter if they botched they're packing their backpack or their lunch and they're running out the door and it's crazy. No matter what, you won't budge. You're waking up, you're making the eggs, you're putting out the cereal bowl, and then I think, I just use my mama brain. Like, mama brains are powerful. That shows them every single day that you are there for them. You care about them. You care about their day. You care about setting them up to to like be successful in their day, and they can't deny that. And when you do it again and again and again, you become that constant root. You almost become their routines are the roots. You start to show them what routines are the roots looks like, and they have confidence in you. And in their mind, think about their mind. It's like, oh my gosh, my mom's not going away. She's still making, oh my gosh, she made French toast this morning. I love French, you know, like, but anyway, I even got to the point with businesses, because my life has gotten crazy and crazier with scheduling wise, that I have a routine in my breakfast. I mean, this is crazy, but if I'm throwing it out there for any mom that it would help. Mondays, we have scrambled eggs and a muffin. Tuesdays, we have pancakes. Wednesdays, oatmeal. Thursdays, some sort of egg dish. It could be an egg sandwich. It could be an egg burrito. Fridays, we do fancy pancakes, which is really German pancakes. One of my younger kids named it fancy pancakes. Because my brain can only hold so much, by taking that brain power of what am I going to fix for breakfast this morning out, I already know. And my kids know it. It's Tuesday at pancakes. Mom, can we have this kind of pancake? Sure. Or actually, no, I don't have time, but it's Cody pancakes today.
I love that. I was not that way, but I do see how food really speaks love and kindness to your kids in demonstrating just that.
It could be the post. It could be like you as a mom with your strengths and talents, it could be something totally different that you consistently do every morning, or you consistently do after school every day, that your kids can depend on, that shows them you're there for them, you love them. You know, I mean, maybe it's more wrapped around, there's just, I feel like, again, the power of moms is inside them already. And they like, I don't share those things. I don't want any mom to be like, oh my gosh, I haven't, you know, I'm like, no, take that concept of showing your kids a routine that creates steady calmness. I think most of the time it's a morning routine, you know, because that starts the day.
Mm-hmm.
But there could be other parts of that morning routine that share that calmness with you. You know, it could be handing them a Fairlife protein, 28 grams of protein shake every day and a banana. You know what I mean? You could just be handing it to them before they leave, and with a hug. You know, it doesn't have to be like, again, my mom did the pancakes and everything for me, you know, and that's what I know. And that helped me growing up. It was a steady for me. And so,
I love that. Yeah. I think it's really good to be in the question, what does that look like for me and my family? And what would speak love to my kid that I can create, that, what was the word, that habits and routines.
Yes. Like maybe it's after school, right? When they walk in the door, you've got something like those cute little wheat thin cheese and cracker packs that are already set. Maybe you've got that out because you know your daughter loves cheese and crackers. And you just have it on the counter. You didn't have to do anything. You just had to pull it out of the fridge, you know? But that consistent, hey, how was your day? You know, and that question.
And it speaks kindness and love to them. And I love it. So sunshine, you talk about sunshine, water, soil. What are those symbolize?
Okay. And this, again, everything I'm going to talk about is how we teach these tween girls and how we coach them. And 120% of it totally applies to women, mothers. So this, I mean, I could, as you can tell, I could talk all day because I'm passionate about it. This world is getting crazier and crazier, and in some ways it's getting darker and darker, but I feel like there's just so much light and so much opportunity and so much sunshine to be had that I believe dwells with inside mothers. Because if we have sunshine and can share that sunshine with our kids, and then our kids learn how to we call it be the sunshine, where this is one of the episodes of the girls, but it's taking those interactions with people daily. So in a girl's world, being the sunshine, it's that final step of social interaction where you're reaching beyond yourself to that person that you see might need a little extra love, whether it's at school, whether it's in your own family. And so when we say be the sunshine in our program, I Believe in Me, the girls know it means reaching beyond yourself. And that one of the massive messages and themes that we share with these girls is grow and share. The grow and share mindset. It started in Singers Company by sharing their voice and learning what their voice is, and and knowing that their voice can be used for good. It translates into I Believe in Me as growing your gifts and talents. Like we talked about the flowers being different, growing you, growing the talents and unique talents that you have and sharing them with the world to bring sunshine to the world, to be that sunshine. And in that grow and share pattern and grow and share mindset, that I have something to offer that is good, that brings light, that brings happy, and the world needs me, that creates a foundation of solidarity of I know who I am. I know what I'm good at. I know what I want to be good at. I know I can work hard to achieve that. And for the intent of sharing it and building others. So when we say be the sunshine, we first introduce it in social introductions. We teach the girls, like, beginning of school, beginning of a new activity you're doing, a new team you're on. How do you talk to people? And we go from the very shyest girl, and we give them levels. Maybe for you, it's just a smile and a wave.
Yeah,
That
might be like a lot for.
Yeah. So level 1 of Be the Sunshine is looking at someone and smiling. Maybe it's the first day of class. Maybe it's the girl sitting next to you. You just look and smile. That's it. That's it. No pressure to talk, nothing. Just smile at people. And even a smile brings sunshine to people's days, to your teacher's day, to even it makes your day better because you're smiling. Like just the act of smiling. Level 2, smile and say a little something or wave. So you just smile and hi, smile, wave. Like, how are you? Or smile at your teacher after class. Thank you. Little. Level 3, it's a formal introduction. Hi, I'm Katie. What's your name? It's nice to meet you. Are you new to are you new this year? Whatever. I like your backpack, just engaging them in one extra little piece of conversation. And then level 4 of Be the Sunshine is reaching above and beyond, sitting next to that girl at lunch that is alone, inviting someone that looks like they need a friend to come sit with your group of friends, reaching out to someone. So when you're reaching out and sharing your gifts and talents, and even just sharing the sunshine you have inside you as moms, as girls, you're making this world a better place. And there's confidence that comes with that.
Yeah.
Because when you see someone else's face light up because you have said hello or you have invited them in, that gives you, your light gets brighter. And that light in your heart getting stronger, see that cyclical. And I think so much of the world is now on our phones, individual, and we keep going deeper and deeper into this. I feel like it's darkness. When you're blooming and sharing, there's more sunshine in your garden. There's more light. So working towards that light. So that's a huge section of our garden analogies, yeah. But see how that translates. And girls, it's just easy for them to digest. It's easy for us to digest. Okay, yeah, be the sunshine. I've got light inside me. And if I share that, things are going to get brighter around me. This world's going to be a better place. I'm going to be part of the happy.
Yeah. I love that too, because so many studies have been done on the brain and how that impacts our brain, that when we're so self-absorbed and focused, which so much of, I believe, we can be in today's day and age, and especially when you have all that social media, like you were saying, it's always like, I'm not enough, right? I'm looking at this girl and gosh, she's gorgeous and she's beautiful and I wish I looked like her, and look at her, she's got it all together. Meanwhile, you don't even know what's really going on. But, that comparison, which you talk so much about, it does suck that light and that joy. But getting outside of yourself is so empowering. And so yes. I love that is a big part of your program.
It's huge. I would say it's the focus. It is the focus of our program, growing and sharing. We definitely talk about the dark parts because the girls need to be aware and prepared for what's coming their way, especially in middle school and beyond, and set those habits of what do I do when I feel the comparison? We call it the 4 C's. These are the things I don't love talking about it, but we have to talk about it because it's our day and age, and it's just how girls' brains work. And it's don't compare, don't complain, don't criticize, and don't compete. And as a mom of girls, I know every mother listening should be nodding like, oh my gosh, yes, girls totally compete. They want to put someone else down because that makes them feel better, but it doesn't, but they think it does. They totally criticize themselves. I'm not pretty, like you said, I'm not pretty enough. I don't look like her. I have to look like, and compare with the criticism.
Yeah, I'm not smart enough. Yeah.
Right. If I don't dance like her, she's a dancer, I must not be great. Like boys aren't going to like me, whatever, like, and don't complain. Complaining like will just suck that light so quickly. And we know that as mothers, because we get a lot of complaints all day long, right? It sucks the positive energy right out just in 2 seconds. But you referenced all the brain studies, and one of our we really reflect a lot on him when it comes to this part, is how gratitude, Dr. Amen, and all his work with the brain, and how gratitude is a huge way to keep light in your garden. And we give these little girls planners when they start the program, and in the planner every day is a place like, and you hear it a lot, even like as women, I have a gratitude journal, like you can buy them. It's a thing where gratitude is the best medicine for those 4 C's. I mean, when you're thinking, I'm just grateful I have legs today. So I'm grateful for the sunshine today. I'm grateful that I got through today. I'm grateful for enough energy to make it through the day. And tonight, I'm just grateful for my pillow. But just turning those exhausting days and ending it on a positive note by thinking of what we're grateful for is huge way for sunshine to stay in your garden. Huge way. But you mentioned the soil. One of the first things we teach is we introduce this garden mentality. And this is huge. It's like, this is where I think the mama power, like moms you're going to get this immediately when I share. We explain to the girls that your soil of your garden is the most important thing, because if you don't have healthy soil, flowers can't grow.
Mm-hmm.
You think about rock, like a soil of rocks, it'll grow for a minute, but it's immediately going to die because the roots can't get deep enough. Your soil like when any gardener knows that your soil, sometimes, I mean, you can do like people come in and like, we'll check your soil, like the pH level and the nutrients. And I have to put like worm growth in my soil to get it. There's stuff you're constantly making sure that your soil is okay, because that for optimal growth. So we teach the girls that your soil is your mind and your heart. And you are constantly checking in with it to make sure that it is healthy and feeling good enough. It's not going to be perfect all the time. So progress, not perfection. We are never saying, but you've got to check in. And it leads into something called soil checks. So this is huge. And this is where we and moms, you don't even realize it, but you're doing soil checks a bazillion times a day, especially with your kids. Not only are you doing soil checks for yourself and your family, but for every individual child. Like, how's she doing? Like, and it's like, so for instance, in the girls level, it would be like, let's say friendship. Okay. We teach these girls to check in with their mind and their hearts in all the different areas of their life: friendships, school, media, what they're bringing into their garden on TV and movies, on their phones, fashion, what they're choosing to wear, show, like you can do soil checks in every area. And how you perform a soil check is you ask 2 questions. And moms, this is for you too. It's absolutely for you. How is my heart feeling? And the mind part of it, because your soil is your mind and your heart. So the heart part of it question is, how's my heart feeling? And the mind part is, does this make sense for me and my age? And so that is where moms, it's a little bit different, because I'm constantly doing soil checks. Like, okay, this app that my kids are talking about, it's not making sense to me. Like, if you, like I shared this earlier, like if that picture that they share immediately goes away, what's the purpose of that?
Mhm.
I see darkness. Why would you ever want to post a picture that immediately goes away? Oh, probably because it might be a bad one. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not the only reason, the only pictures that are posted, but really like the purpose of that app. So there's certain apps that I've been like, as a mom, that immediately my brain goes, and then my heart goes, yeah, this isn't going to lead to anything light and happy. They can connect with their friends on a different app or through texting or just in person, you know? And so I'm like, all right, that's out. Like, I'm the master gardener. Pitch that. We're not doing that one, you know?
Yeah.
So for girls, like in a friendship, you know, all right, the same situation with this same friend is just kind of sour. And I'm, you know, my heart's not feeling it. I don't feel good after I'm with them. I don't feel good after I talk to them. The texts they're sending me, they're not nice, you know? This is sucking away some of my sunshine. And this is my garden of life. I decide what goes in and out. And my soil check that I just performed says, yeah, I don't have time for this. I'm going to be nice to her, but I need to remove myself and maybe adjust some friendships, or at least take a break for sure from that friendship of giving time and energy to that. So anyway, I talked a lot about that, but there's
No, it's really good. And you're helping them to become more self-aware of, how does this make me feel if I feel icky? You know, is this making me feel icky? And if it's making me feel icky, then I need to pay attention to it.
yes.
And
Hours
check
in that.
in. Yeah. Yeah.
And that, I think soil checks remind them of the power that, like, when I mean, I do soil checks all the time, like all the time. And as a mom, again, I mentioned it, you're doing it for every individual kid. Okay. How do I, like, there's something off right now with this one. Like, I'm sensing, like, just over the past week, like this child, something's off, you know? And I start to really think about that, like in my mind, logically connecting the dots, like, what's their week like? Are they overloaded? Are they like, where were they this week? Like, who are they hanging out with? You know, I'm trying to, not that I'm trying to make assumptions and make up stories, but I'm trying to think of, what am I going to ask them? You know, what am I going to ask my child? This one's feeling, you know, and most of the time with one child, it's totally parallel to their media use, their phone.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, if she's disconnecting with her siblings, if she's kind of feeling distant, if we don't see her a lot, she's doing, quote, homework in her room all night, and her homework's taking way too long, you know, we're having some time management issues. Almost 100% of the time, it's the phone. It's being distracted during homework, all the blings bing, 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 bing coming in from the group text. And usually I just start to observe a little bit more. I'm still continuing the soil check as a mother. Okay, I'm observing, like, and I know that, you know, I'm talking with my husband. Okay, it's what I'm thinking about this one. What do you think? And he's like, oh, totally, da, da, da. And then we just, you know, we intervene, and we might have to pluck that weed out pretty hard in the garden, and, you know, and adjust that way. But these girls, soil checks are empowering. Like you said, soil checks remind them, us as mothers, individuals, that the power to choose is inside us. This phone doesn't have power over me. This friend does not run me or rule over me or, you know, control me. I have the power. And my soil checks that I'm doing constantly, all the time, every day, that reminds me that I choose what comes in my garden gate. I choose what stays. I choose what I'm going to grow. I choose what I'm going to give time to in my brain, and even my actions, my physical time. Like, I choose. And so we want these girls to always remember, your happiness is grown by you. No one is responsible for your happiness, or shouldn't be. Never put your happiness in someone else's hands. I'll be happy as a mom. I'll be happy if my child thanks me for doing the laundry that I just spent 4 hours a day on. Well, they're not going to most of the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So am I going to stop doing the laundry because I didn't get a thank you from my kid? No. You know what I mean? I might, like, remind in different ways. Like when I ask them to vacuum the floor and they're like, you know, it's like, well, you might not get your dinner tonight then. I'm like, I need help. Like, I mean, I need help. I help you. Sometimes I just need help. I would love it if I could get a little help, you know? And they might not react to that well on the first time, but for them to see the why behind stuff, it's more motivating for kids when they know the why behind a rule, the why behind a request that you have of them, the why behind why does our family do it this way when everyone else seems to be doing it that way, you know?
Yeah.
It helps them digest it in their mind and heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love all those analogies, and I love getting them to think about it like soil. Like, what am I letting have, you know, how is it making me feel, and what I'm doing? And then uh, just being able to check in with themselves. And even my daughter, I was saying to her, I would always notice when she was on her phone a lot, just even recently, just saying to her, you know, how do you feel after you've been on your phone? This is kind of what I'm seeing. And she'll say, yes, it's makes me feel bad, you know.
That's a soil check. You've been doing it. See, everybody's doing it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And we had the same conversation just last week, because I was kind of like, I get to the point where I'm really patient. I can observe, and I can, you know, I'm like, I'll let a few days go by, but when I feel like every time and I know too, like, I know that when my kids come home, they kind of like to unwind. They've been going to school hard all day, and then they come home, and sometimes they do want to like get on their phones and scroll, or just Be Real or whatever, you know, and that's okay. Like, I don't like,
yeah.
I
We're
want
not,
them to do that. I do that myself. You know, I'm renovating my kitchen. I've been on Pinterest way too much, and I hate it, but like, I need to see some things and get ideas. So I understand. I don't want them to feel like you're so bad because you're, you know, but when it starts to change how they treat people and they're like you said, like, how does it make you feel when you're feeling icky after being on the phone? Then that means that little brother or sister that comes running in your room, chances are you might snap at them a whole lot more because of the way you're feeling, not because that little sister did something bad. So to have that conversation, to help them connect the dots of why the phone bothers me so much. Like, I know it's a part of life. I know it's the way the world goes around. I mean, I know businesses, you have to have a presence on social media. This is how the world works. We can't just ditch it, even as much as I want to. Like, we can't. But I say this all the time. I want my kids to be the master gardener. I want them to control the device and learn how to do that under my roof. Because if I withhold that, when they leave, they could go crazy with it. You know what I mean? They need to learn self-control under our roof. Like, your whole book is about that, you know, like the guidelines that it's brilliant. We as parents need to help them learn before they're on their own. You know, it has to be a little bit of give and take. But last week I was saying, my kids, I was about had it. I was patient, but I'm so sick of the time that you spend on these phones and the attitude that comes post it that we have to deal with as a family, you know. And my two teens right now were like, Mom, why don't you just set limits and times? I'm like, yes, we can do that. And those are good things. But I told them, but I want you to know, I want you to see it for yourself. I want you to understand why you shouldn't want to default to that any spare extra minute you have. Like, I want you to figure that out. I want you to see, can you see that? Can you see that if you have a spare minute, or if you're just sick of doing math and you like get distracted, that phone, you just default to that all the time.
Yeah.
What my husband always says, what do you have to show for that time? What do you show? Are you better? Are you stronger? Are you nicer? Are you happier? Are you more productive? Are you more efficient? Are you no, it's almost always the opposite of that. So can you, like, it's okay to be on it, but how are you going to control your garden, this part of your garden? Like, what are you going to do? If you could, I just want you to see it. Like, I don't want to babysit you. You know,
Yeah.
That's not, I want you to see and want to not want to be on it because of the effects that the studies are showing, that everything, like, connect the dots in your own brain. And like, really, that's how I talk to my kids. Like, the same conversation, these same words coming out of my mouth right now, that's the conversation I'm saying to my kids. I want you to see it. Can you see? Like, tell them, like, how, like you said with your daughter, how do you feel when you've been on it? Like, what are you looking at? Like, are you that, does this device control you? Do you want that to control you?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, like, where does that lead? Are you going to be able to stand up for yourself in a social situation and be strong standing alone if you can't get away from this device enough? You know, like, you
Yeah.
got to be
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I think sometimes it's good if we can even use ourselves as an example. Like I can sometimes get on stuff because I want to see like people like you, how you're growing your business and what you're doing and then what somebody else is doing. But all of a sudden I like fall into this pit. And I'm like, well, look at what they're doing. And I'm not doing that yet. And I want to be doing that yet. And oh my goodness, I better hurry up and get with it today. And I got, and before you know it, I'm like this anxious mess. And
It's
I'm
so
like,
true. You think there's anyone in the world that hasn't felt that?
yeah,
I think everyone feels that when they go on there for too long. I feel it. Like
yeah,
I think too, one of the things we talk about is power. Like I always laugh. I chuckle to my kids all the time when they're like, "Oh, the popular kids," or my kids are like, I'm always laugh because do you know what's so funny about that term? Popular kids. It's not the kids that, like, popular means people like them, right? That people but when we say popular kids, it usually means the mean ones.
yeah, the ones that have the most power.
Yes. And they're
Yeah,
the ones that are like not going on the great path. Those are the popular. And I just laugh. I laugh. I'm like, no, the ones that are liked, the true popular kids are the nice ones. I don't care how many followers they have. I don't care how, and so it's just, yeah, it's just interesting how everyone feels those feelings in those same ways. Everyone, even the ones that we think don't, they probably feel it the most because they're the most insecure, so it's just getting yourself grounded to have control of your life, or what we say, your garden of life, where you decide what you pull in and keep in. You decide how much time. Set a timer if you need to. Okay, I'm gonna go on Instagram and scroll. It's fun sometimes. I'm gonna do it for 5 minutes though, because that's the amount of time that I'll give that, because I've got other things to do in my garden. I need to stretch for the splits. Cheer tryouts are coming out, or I want to read this book. I had a goal to finish this book. It's way better. I have way more to show for it if I finish a book than I do, an hour on Pinterest, so it's making those little decisions and doing those
little decisions. Yeah, which you do. You talk a lot about habits.
Yes.
And instilling habits at this age. So what else, and maybe you want to speak to that, the program that you do with the girls, it's a year, and how do you set that up? You do it around.
How does it work? It's a membership subscription program. So it's girls can become members, and they instantly belong. It's so fun. It's with girls that are their same age, tweens 10 to 13, that are going through the same things. But it's an individual little online adventure, and it's a private site. So, the videos are totally, they're episodes. It's called Planting the Seeds. So you moms would appreciate every single lesson that we don't call them lessons. We call them episodes.
Okay, that's good.
If we call them lessons, then they're like, checked out, but, we're super fun and super entertaining, but it's the planting the seeds is the meat of our program. So when a girl becomes a member, she gets her private little login. She logs into the site, and every week she gets to view an episode, and she can choose which one. We give a suggested order because we build upon each little thing. But and that's the meat. Those are the things, moms, that you want them to hear from someone else besides you. We are your backup. This program is a major backup for mothers with girls. Major. And I would say that ideally we're preventative. We want to grasp these girls before they start the habits on the phone, before they even get a phone, if possible, but if you're already there, that's okay. This is still a wonderful way to look. I mean, it works. It's awesome. But these girls love it. But it just, so planting the seeds. And then you also have these little videos that are shorter called Bloom videos. And this is kind of what lures the girls in. We have experts in hair and makeup and fashion and crafts and cooking. We have one that's an expert all about starting your period and dealing with that. And so in the little privacy of their own home, they can, and in their own time, they can click on a little 4-minute video about what to look for, like the signs that show that you're going to start your period soon. Or if you've already started, ways to like cope with PMS and what PMS is. And so it's kind of, we tackle some of those harder topics that moms, if you don't want to explain it, we do.
Yeah.
You know, we have some girls that moms watch with them. And so it's a conversation and it's fun, or moms go in separately and watch on their account. So they, they can see what they're viewing and they can have those or a girl just does it. And then we have monthly gatherings where it's optional. The meat of it is what the girls view individually, and it tracks their progress and they get little badges and things. But it's, but we also have a monthly gathering where we tackle topics. Like we just did one on soil checks. We have guests on. We've had BJ Fogg with Tiny Habits, because we are huge on habits. He came on and he helped the girl talk through what habits would look like in their life and how important they are and how they lead for more sunshine in your garden because you're grounded and your roots are going on deep. So it's just awesome. So it's just, we want to be cheerleaders for moms, to back them up with their daughters, to help instill in them the habits that set for life. The things we're teaching them and introducing to them and helping them set up their little garden of life and how things operate, the way their brain operates, the way their days operate, the way they're schooling, like how much effort they're giving in their schooling. We are here to back parents up. Everything we're telling them is what parents are already telling them. And so we're just backing them up. We're just another voice of hopefully a fun, happy, like motivating.
Motivating voice. And you're so fun, because I watched an episode and
you did?
Yeah, it was so good. The one that's on your website.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they need third-party voices, and that's what you are.
Yes.
And to encourage them and motivate them and build their self-confidence. So
we just want to be part of, this is what I love about what you're doing. You are part of the solution. We definitely talk about the hard things in life, even in I Believe in Me, like a garden analogy. Another one that we use is, we talk about how everybody has worms. Okay. And everybody's got worms. And what I mean by that is, when I'm digging in my garden and I see an earthworm, at first you're like, oh, because they wriggle and it takes you back. But so we call worms the unexpected things in life that happen. And it's like when you have to move, maybe your parents are getting a divorce, maybe there's an illness or even a death in the family. Maybe, just something, you didn't make a team. You thought you were going to make it. You didn't. Something unexpected that happens in your life beyond your control that is just there. And you have a choice in that moment. How do I deal with that? And so we talk about these girls turning worms into butterflies. So when you have a worm, and you think about what a worm does for a garden is it helps the soil. It makes it stronger and healthier. And so these things that happen in your life leave these holes, and you as the master gardener get to decide, am I going to fill this with light and good things, or am I going to fill this with darkness and sadness? And obviously there's sadness and darkness that comes with some of these experiences, and that's okay. It's healthy. It's normal. It's, but how long am I going to let that stay? And how do I get rid of that darkness? And we take them right back to routines are the roots. You got to get up out of every day. You got to make your bed. You got to keep moving forward. You got literally physically moving forward. One of my colleagues that is a co-creator of the program, Becky, and I know she wouldn't mind sharing this because she shares it with the girls in the program. She lost her brother. I don't want to get too emotional, at a young age. And she watched her mom lead her family through that. And it really literally was, routines are the roots. Even though there were moments of absolute heartache and just traumatizing emotion, getting up every day, getting breakfast as best you can, making the house still move and operate in that direction, it, even though you don't realize it, is filling that huge wormhole that experience left in their family with light. It's making it, okay, here's a new day. Okay, let's just keep physically moving forward. And as we physically move forward as best we can, maybe it's super slow today. That's okay. Maybe it's just a little bit of our routine. That's okay. But we're moving.
Yeah.
And little by little, more light comes. And the stability, you realize, oh, wait, my roots are still deep. I'm going to be okay. And then you're able to, after more time goes by, you're able to continue to grow and realize as you get further away and the more time goes by, you look back and go, whoa, the growth that happened during that time, my garden shot up all sorts of blooms. I've helped this person go through this. I've now helped my kids. You know, I feel stronger, even though I have a huge hole still that will probably never get completely full because that child was part of our life, my brother. Like, so like, anyway, that's.
Yeah. Well, and it's also part of, I'm imagining that her mom probably had some support in her life. You're offering support to these girls so that they have a sense of belonging and they're not alone. And if we can connect with others that are dealing with worms or whatever it may be, which these girls, middle school, you got a lot of worms, maybe not dealing with death, but things that are going on, and not be alone in it, that can really help to, just through that time to get through it. So I just love that. And I want you to tell them, Katie, where do they find you? Where do they go? Tell them, your social media platforms and things that they can connect with.
For sure. So they just go to bloomfully.com. So if you go to bloomfully.com, that's a place where girls grow. You'll see I Believe in Me. That's our middle school program. And that takes you right there. And the website really is the best place to get the most in-depth information, to watch an example of an episode. And there might be some older girls that might be, if you're like, check this out, oh, that's, that might look too young for me. And maybe that's the case at first, but we have a lot of girls all ages that because they can do it on their own, they start to really, and we've had girls that have stayed with us, even though it's a year program. And as soon as the year's over, it's, you can continue on, but they have, because they love gathering and talking with other girls and realizing I'm not alone, and even though my friends physically at school today are, I can go to my I Believe in Me friends, I can message in anytime. There's a part in our program called How's It Growing? And that's a place that we can chat back and forth. And girls they email in like, what do I do? This girl did this today and said this to me. And we remind them of our tools. Remember, 3 strikes, you're out. If the same friend is really bringing you down 3 times, have the power to go, I need a break. I'm going to be nice to you, but I'm not going to give you more of my time or energy. I'm going to go find other friends or go be with this friend, and not to be mean to you, so it's like reminding them of their tools when they're so amazing. These girls are the future. They have so much light to offer. We just want to help them shine that light brighter. So bloomfully.com, that's where I'll send you. If you go to Instagram, it's just I Believe in Me Girls, and there's a ton of information too there, but I would say bloomfully.com, click on I Believe in Me, will give you the most in-depth, if you're interested. And if it seems like after listening it would be a good fit and support for your daughter, that's the best place to go.
Okay, wonderful. Well, Katie, thank you so much for coming on and sharing, and thank you for everything that you're doing to support these girls and moms. And we need it so much. So thank you.
Oh, it has been my pleasure. And what you're doing, I believe in all these moms listening. I mean, I don't know them, but I love them. I love what they're doing. I love what's inside them. They are the magic to a brighter world. They are. And so go fight the good fight today, moms.
Yes.
Any thanks in return, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We love you.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.